Sure. And a good morning to you. Welcome to another hour of the Art Lewis Show for this Tuesday, 16th day of September. And it is open phones, whatever you'd like to chat about. 989-752-6111. And we'll do that till just before 11:30 this morning because there's no guest on Focus. So this would be the time for you to give us a call and let's chat. There's certainly enough to talk about. And we've got a couple of things we want to bring up, but we'll yield to you. By the way, it was announced today by the federal government that a La Nina is coming. And it's going to happen. It's a 71% chance between October and December. And it will have some impact on our forecast. It is one of the main weather drivers along with El Nino, especially during the late fall and winter and early spring. And looks like we're going to get one. So, who knows? All right. As I mentioned, open phones, so let's get to them this morning. And Mark is in Midland. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
Good.
Hey, I had the time to catch one of the programs in the morning on Saturday, and I was taking a drive. I think it was 6 or 7. United Shades of Grey was on.
Mm-hmm.
And he had Jonathan Dent was on there with, I don't know who hosts that.
Kareem Bowen.
Yeah. So his reaction to Charlie Kirk was he's just a flat-out racist, and he went on and on and on about Charlie Kirk. And he asked for Jonathan Dent's opinion, and Jonathan Dent said that it makes him upset and angry of what you're saying. And Jonathan went on a little bit about how, you're misrepresenting what Charlie Kirk was about. And it didn't matter. He continued on calling him a racist, and that's how he went on with his show. When you have a microphone and you have followers, shouldn't you do your research first before you go on the air and say what you have to say about somebody instead of just calling and labeling them a racist? Because when you go under United Shades of Grey, what unites anybody when you call them a racist?
Yeah. Well, there's multiple facets to this, so let's take them one at a time, I guess. First of all, understand it's an opinion show. That's his opinion. In the same way that Sean Hannity, or anybody else offers their opinions on the radio, we don't have to like it. And I have often said in this country what makes us different is tolerance for those we disagree with. That image is quickly getting shattered, unfortunately, because we seem to be more and more intolerant. Now, I agree with absolutely nothing Kareem said about Charlie Kirk. Nothing. But as an opinion maker, I will defend his right to say it. We don't have to listen to it because, remember, free speech doesn't guarantee you an audience. And so, I understand what you're saying. But remember that there are many on the left who look at conservative talk show hosts the same way Kareem looked at Charlie Kirk.
I hear what you're saying. It's just unfortunate those words were spoken at a time of reflection.
I fully agree.
Positive.
I understand. I totally agree with you.
So,
by the way, you're not alone. We've heard it from others.
All right, fair enough then.
So I mean, it's well. Listen, what can I say? I've said what I think about it. That's it. I'm going to try and get Jonathan in here to talk about it in a little bit because he was
Yeah,
there.
that's what I was hoping to get.
He's
I would like to
busy
hear what
right
he
now,
had to
but
say.
I'm going to try and get him in here and see if he can enlighten us on how it went.
All right. Fair enough, sir.
Good enough, but thanks for calling. I appreciate it, Mark.
Yep. Take care.
Well, I have to tell you, we had a discussion before the show. Charlie Root and I were talking. Question was, how long was it going to be before somebody brought it up? First one right out of the box. So it obviously touched people. And again, unfortunately, he said what he said. But did he have the right to say it? Yeah. Do we think he was correct? No. But if you shut down one voice, then you shut down your voice. And that's true of anything that has to do with free speech. Let's talk to Sean in Bay City. Sean, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art. How we doing?
Good.
All right. Hey, just, you said it's an opinion show, right?
Yep.
Well, I've got some opinions about your Mr. Dent guy. Can I voice them, or?
About who? Jonathan?
Yeah.
Okay.
CNN told me he was a pedophile and a racist.
Oh, come on. Wait, stop right there.
Well,
Nobody told you anything. Nobody told you anything about Jonathan Dent. That's not an opinion.
Well, to say something.
That's a lie. No, that's a lie. CNN told you nothing about Jonathan Dent.
Jackpot, Art. It's a lie, isn't it? Exactly. You just summed it up. It's a lie.
Well, I'm going to stop you from saying it.
Right. Well, why don't you stop people from calling Charlie Kirk a Nazi or a racist?
Because it's...
Oh, that's different.
It is, because you lied when you said somebody told you.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you
That's
did. You
what I
said
said.
CNN told you.
Yeah, that's what the other people say, too. CNN tells them. Where do you think they get the ideas from?
All right, well, that's an exaggeration that goes way out of line.
And here I'm going to leave you with, exactly, I agree. It's extremely out of line, and people shouldn't lie. There's a difference between opinions and lies, isn't there, Art? Yes, they shouldn't lie. And here's the deal. We're not the same people. We're not the same. You understand? There's an attack going on, and I've been telling you this for years. The media all says the same thing. Operation Mockingbird, I've told you this. They are trying to kill us. Here's one. When's the last time the KKK or a Nazi ever killed anybody in America? Right? But that's what they say. But yet we got black-on-black crime. They're killing each other everywhere. Right? So I wouldn't worry about the KKK and the Nazis. I'd start worrying about, black-on-black crime. Because black fatigue is real, too. We're not the same people in America. We're not. You got a group that's crazy. They take all sorts of medicine. The SSRIs or whatever they are, they mess up their brains, and they need, mental help. And what do? If you don't see it, it's not my fault.
Fair enough.
So
all right.
People better start waking up, because you'll be next. You
Good
will
enough.
be next. Don't think that they're not coming for you.
All right, Sean. Thanks.
But we
Bye-bye.
shouldn't lie about people, should we, Art? We shouldn't
All right.
lie.
Good enough.
You get it? You
Got it.
You
Got it.
Yes. Don't say what you just said to the caller before. It's not an opinion show. We don't lie about people, Art.
Okay. Good enough.
Okay.
Thanks, Sean. And here's Scott in Saginaw. Scott, good morning.
Hey, morning, Art. I kind of wasn't going to call for this, but I got to go on the same vein. No, what Kareem Bowden said is one of the reasons Charlie Kirk was assassinated, because it's just irresponsible for Kareem to say that he is a racist. Where did Kareem hear this? Or is he, just like Sean said, or is he lying? This is not the first time Kareem Bowden has said on your station that America is racist, the president is racist. It's getting old, Art. This attack on racism. The man deserves to get his microphone removed from him because it's ridiculous.
No.
People are getting killed. They're
well-
getting killed, Art.
You have to have voices from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to. You cannot be one-sided.
But the way you shut Sean down is you are one-sided. You're allowing Kareem Bowden to come out and say that Charlie Kurt was a racist, and you're not going to do anything about it, but yet you shut
You
Sean
misunderstood.
down for
Well,
saying
you
something.
misunderstood, though. When Kareem Bowen says that, that's his opinion of Charlie Kirk. When Sean says CNN told him about Jonathan Dent, that's not an opinion. That's a lie.
Well, maybe the way Sean made the point.
Well, okay, but that's the way he made the point.
And Kareem Bowden made his point that
did.
he is a racist himself, that he is anti-Christian. Now, see,
Whoa, where'd you get it? Wait. Where'd you get anti-Christian from?
I know Kareem Bowden. I've sat down and had coffee with this man. This man sat and counseled my wife while she was going through, one or two affairs that she was having on me. He sat with my wife in the park, and I don't want to get too close to this. But no, I know this man. And so, no, he's not a clean man. So for him to come off and start criticizing Charlie Kirk, he better watch out, because people in town know who he is. We know why he lost his pastorship. We know what he was doing with the women in the back room. This
All
isn't
right.
speculation. This is fact, Art.
Good
we
enough.
know what him and his deacons were doing.
All right.
We know what they were doing.
Yeah, you said
Good
that.
Day.
Got it. Good day. And we'll take a break and be right back. Let me ask how you slept last night. You know, today we're asked to do more for less, so when you go to bed, spend a third of life there, you need quality sleep. You get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured your mattress is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but you can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. They feature 1 hour window delivery of your mattress to your home. And by the way, if you have an RV or boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you. And something the box stores can't do. Visit Sanitary Mattress Factory and Showroom, 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them online at sanitarymattress.com or call 989-753-1757. Sanitary Mattress, serving the Great Lakes Bay region since 1935.
Let's see, if something costs less.
Jonathan Dent's in studio with me. We'll get to him in a moment, but Russ has been hanging on, so I want to get Russ on before we go to Jonathan. Russ, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art. My point is the reaction to Charlie Kirk's assassination, and what has just really pleasantly surprised me is the number of people throughout the Western civilization that this has awakened. And it reminds me of Pearl Harbor, World War II. And the Democratic Party has no idea the giant they have waken up with this assassination, but they're about to, and it's going to be historically changing. Talk about turning point. He was nuts on in naming that organization, because this is a turning point in Western civilization.
It could be. I will say one thing. We got to be a little careful when we say the Democratic Party. The party didn't assassinate him. An individual assassinated
The
him.
Democratic Party isn't responsible for anything itself.
Well, neither is the Republican Party. I mean, come on.
Well, okay, whatever. Come on, Art. Stop it.
Well, you want to do it only one way, and we don't work one way.
No, it's not one way. But in the media, it is one way. And the Republicans get blamed all the time for crap and get called racist and get called Nazis.
That's true.
People are pardon me?
I said that's true.
And that doesn't happen on our side. Where in the media do you see that same type of vitriol? You don't. And you don't see us celebrating when a left-winger is killed. And usually when a left-winger is killed, they're killed by another left-winger.
All right, well, we'll stop there because we don't know.
Well, some of us do. You have a
Well,
great
some
day.
of you think you do. Okay, that's good. Thank you. All right, Jonathan is in the studio with me. I brought him in because he was there. He was a participant in the United Shades of Grey show with Kareem Bowen.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts?
Ooh. There are many. I'm going to start off by saying that the point of United Shades of Grey as a show, and I don't think, and we've been, I brought this up several times over the last month. We don't say this explicitly on the show enough, but the point of that show is to model civil discussions where we disagree. Kareem, his co-host Mark, and I, rarely do we all three agree on something. And it is like, I think it's happened 3 times in the 3 years that I've been producing that show.
All right, let me stop you right there just to say something. Normally, I would agree. But the way Kareem chose to phrase this discussion,
I agree.
denigrates that view.
Yes. Yes. I 100% agree. The moment the mics got turned off, for most of that show, I was fuming. Just because of the way it was approached. And let me go back to where I was talking. I think the brilliant thing about Charlie Kirk was that he modeled civil disagreements.
Yeah. You wanted to hear what you had to say.
Yes. And that's where I want United Shades of Grey to go. And as part of that, Kareem and I have been talking literally since the microphones turned off. I brought up to him, I gave him a little bit of a chewing out.
How did he take it?
He took it well. He knew that I'm hurting, and there was sympathy there. He holds his beliefs, but I talked about the fact that conversation was extremely one-sided, and that Charlie Kirk knew when to put the microphone down and listen. And I loved that about Kirk.
That's what most people did.
He would put the literally, physically put the microphone down and just listen to you.
He invited it.
Yeah. And I want to make people aware that this weekend's show, we're going to address that in a much more discussion-based manner. Mark, his co-host, will be back in studio. He wasn't there for this last one. It was just me and Kareem, and I'll take some of the responsibility for the fact that show was pretty one-sided. I didn't cut in. I didn't interrupt. I didn't speak up.
It's not your job. It's not your show.
It's not my show, but I have permission to do that on that show, and I didn't exercise that. So I'll take the responsibility that's on me for not providing the counter arguments when I probably should have. Hopefully I can rectify that here this weekend.
Has that show been recorded yet?
This weekend's show? No, we'll record that on Friday. So that's what I got to say about that, but I think that one episode is a black eye on what United Shades of Grey, the show, is supposed to be about, in that modeling civil disagreements.
Yeah, you get a black eye sometimes. It takes time to recover.
Oh, 100%. And I'm not trying to make excuses and shuffle it under the rug. I'm trying to acknowledge that and go, there have been conversations ongoing since Friday afternoon between me and Kareem about how we conduct ourselves on the show, about Charlie Kirk and his character and who he was. I think, as Charlie used to say, we have clarity but not agreement. And hopefully we can unpack that a little bit more on this weekend's show. But
the thing that upsets me is anytime something like this happens, the first thing we hear is a racist card.
Yeah.
And it's getting old.
Oh.
Now, is there racism? Sure. Is everybody who finds themselves in this position a racist? No.
I was incensed by the insinuation that Charlie Kirk was not a good Christian.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I was, and I still am.
That was what governed his life.
Yeah. In my opinion, because everything Kirk did was based on faith, he was killed for his faith.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, we will pay attention this weekend.
Yeah. I encourage it.
All right. Thanks, Jonathan. We'll take a break, come back. We'll get to Randy and Al when we return.
My name is Kim Harris.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis. Jonathan Dent sitting in with me this morning, and Randy is in Saginaw. Randy, you're on WSGW. Good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
Boy, I don't know where to begin.
At the beginning.
I called a couple of weeks ago. And I told you that there's so much nastiness in the world anymore that no one can respect anybody, and I just don't see it stop. I just don't see it stopping because we have a individual with far left leaning views, perhaps, taking out a prominent person in another party, perhaps. There's talk of retaliation and what have you. Is there anybody in the middle anymore? I mean, I myself, I think some of your viewers forget. I myself remember when Nancy Pelosi's husband was beat with a hammer.
Yeah.
And I remember turning on Fox News, and they're laughing and making fun of it. Now, that's...
Both ways.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they only want to see their side. We're on this side or we're on that side. There's nobody in the middle anymore.
Well, let me
people?
throw this out, Randy, and see what you think about it. And Jonathan, you can respond, although you may not remember it. When Richard Nixon was president in that era, there was what was called the silent majority. And I'm wondering if that's true today. If that large hunk of people in the middle are silent because all we hear is the noise from the far left and the far right.
And I think you're probably right because people are afraid to speak out because their windows might be broken or they might be retaliated. Their mailbox might be knocked over. Or, you know what I mean? You can't just represent something that you want or speak your beliefs that you want or have a conversation that you want. I mean, I try to listen to Sean Hannity. To tell you the truth, I try to listen to him. And in 5 minutes, I hate to say this, but I get so angry because it's always attacking the mob media. It's the way he said, the mob media, and it's both the way on both sides. Why can't you just say the media said something wrong? Why do you have to drum up your audience so bad that? I mean,
well, you just identified it. He's playing to an audience.
Yeah.
That's the nature of the beast. His job is to get the biggest audience he can. And he's discovered his way of doing it is the way you just described. That works for him.
I see. I don't know who to listen to anymore. I try to turn on Fox News, and they say they're not a news network. I don't believe they are. I believe they're an opinion show. They said they can't be sued because they're an opinion show.
So let me ask you this then. What about CNN? Do you think that of CNN too?
I don't watch CNN.
Okay.
I don't watch
Fair enough.
CNN.
MSNBC, any of those? Because they're all the same on the other side.
Yeah, I understand that. That's what I mean. I try to listen to both sides. I'm not there.
I hear you.
I want to treat people with respect. I want to listen to your opinion. I want to know why you don't want your taxes raised, why you want your taxes raised, why you want this, why you want that.
You know
why
what?
Why you want to get rid of,
something interesting.
Education.
Interesting. You just described Charlie Kirk because that's exactly what he did. He sat there and said, I want to hear what you have to say and why you think what you think. Isn't that a good position to be in where you can listen to others who you disagree with?
Yeah.
But listen,
yeah.
I have said time and time again on this show, and one of the things that really disturbs me, we've forgotten how to disagree with each other and then go out and have dinner.
Yeah.
I have friends who I disagree with, but we know how to disagree civilly.
I went through a divorce, and my attorney could sit there and have a back and forth with the judge, and next thing you know, they're out to lunch together. Both
there you
attorneys
go.
and the judge.
I'm sorry about your divorce, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Both attorneys and the judge could sit there and have dinner.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
yep,
But
I do, Randy.
I just don't. I don't see it ending.
I
really
don't either, but-
and it's unfortunate.
Appreciate your call.
Just
Thank you, sir.
Yep, thank
Have
you.
a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Comment?
That right there, Art, the sit down and have a discussion aspect. I don't think I've said it on the air before, but I know I've made some noise behind the scenes about it. Up until like early last week, Charlie Root and I were sitting down in his office, and I said, we really need to get Charlie Kirk's show to replace the Tom Sullivan time slot. I had been pushing for that since Tom Sullivan ended. And that's why. It's a yes, he had a political leaning, but that was the let's sit down and talk about it guy.
Yeah. Talk to Al in Bay City for you. Take a break. Al, good morning.
Morning. Arthur, I was very sorry to hear the passing of one of my most famous movie actors, Robert Redford.
Yep.
Passed away at 89. He starred in a lot of real good movies with Barbra Streisand and just an all-around great movie actor.
Yep. Sundance
So,
Festival and all that good stuff.
Yeah, he really was a top of the line actor.
All right.
So I just wanted to
Good enough.
say how sorry I would hear that.
Glad you did. Thank you.
Okay,
Take
thank you.
care.
Bye.
Bye now. Take a quick break and come back with more.
Dow Credit Union is turning 2.
Hi, we're back with you here on WSGW, and go back to our phones. Carl is in Saginaw. Carl, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Hello, Jonathan. From everything we know about this shooter, he was on the internet, and they keep talking about people being radicalized on the internet, these dark sites that they're on.
Yep.
When are we going to do something like about social media and what it's doing to our children and what it's doing to young men?
What do you propose?
Well, the internet companies, they can't be sued because of some FCC ruling. They're considered, purveyors of news, but not creators of news. Well, maybe they need to change the law. Maybe some of these algorithms that send these kids down these dark pathways, maybe they do need to be sued.
Jonathan, you're one of those youngsters.
I have.
Yeah, Jonathan. What do you think?
I've got many opinions on this. So the FCC rule that you're talking about is called Section 230. I don't remember what the whole law name is, but that's the section of the law. And if you look up Section 230, you can read it. But it basically allows social media to act as a platform instead of a publisher. And
exactly,
there have been arguments for years that they give up that right when they censor certain speech, and so they should be suable.
Once they censor, they become a publisher, in effect.
Oh,
you would think.
You would think. So in that way, yes, it should be possible, in my opinion. The other thing is, you talk about when are we going to start protecting? It starts in the home. It starts with parents.
Amen.
Parents need to be literate about this stuff. When everything gets blamed on violent video games, I played a lot of violent video games growing up. Art, am I
Get out!
Am
No.
I an unstable person now? No, my parents knew how
It's a
to
matter of opinion.
handle
No,
things.
I'm just kidding.
What did you say?
I think a lot of parents right now don't know how to handle this.
They don't, or
they know what to do.
Or they're so darn busy they ignore it.
Yeah. Yep.
Or, well, yeah, maybe they just say, go ahead, go on, take your phone and don't bother me. Maybe,
Well,
and that's too bad. if
Think of
that's
this.
the case.
Think of this, and I heard this discussed the other day. Now, when I grew up, and probably when you grew up, Carl, in my home, Dad worked. Mom was home for the most part.
Yes. Yep.
she had responsibility for the home and my upbringing along with my father. But Dad worked, Mom was home. In this day and age, with the economy the way it is and everything,